This conference will now be recorded.
ॐ यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदाश्च प्रविणोति तस्मै तमहदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनवेन्द्रसङ्गपवे योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभ्यां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने यस्य निष्पतितं वेद यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेतमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम्. There was one question yesterday from Vivekji, and he said, the question was that is Sthita Prajna and Jivanmukta the same or are they different? They are the same. In Bhagavad Gita, we find this Jivanmukta being indicated in various chapters according to the subject matter with different names. In the second chapter, we come across Bhagavan Krishna, Shri Krishna, calling this Jivanmukta as Sthita Prajna. In the 12th chapter, we find him to be Jnani Bhakta. In the 14th chapter, he is also called as Gunadita, the one who is beyond the gunas. In fact, a little further in the text that we are studying, there is a section which explains to us how this Jivanmukta is called as Sthita Prajna. Prajna means knowledge. Sthita means sthira, steady. One whose knowledge is steady, which means the knowledge of that person does not get shaken. Remains steady means firmly rooted, does not get shaken by various circumstances which come according to the prarabdha, good or bad, irrespective. But when the knowledge gets clouded, that itself is called as adrida, shaky, unsteady, unstable. This is the instability of the knowledge, that it gets shaken, it gets clouded. So sthira, so he whose knowledge is steady, free from doubt and contradiction, and is naturally spontaneous. Just as when your name is called out, whether it is Ram, Sham, whatever is the name of the person and it is called out, the person responds to it without any effort, as if he understands that to be himself. Like that, the one for whom the meaning of word Brahman is I, without any doubt, without any contradiction, without any effort. And this knowledge doesn't become murky when one has to undergo various experiences. Then that knowledge is called as to be steady knowledge. He whose knowledge is steady, such a person is called as sthita prajna. This sthita prajna only is called as Jivan Mukta over here. And when the Prakarana comes, as we will study the book, in the advanced pages, we will come across a full-fledged and a very beautiful systematic explanation provided by Vidyaranya Swami on this topic. But it is good you should keep it in mind that this is the topic of Jivan Mukta as it comes across in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And he is a sannyasi, a Vidwan sannyasi. All right. There was another request, and it said the definition, if it can be reiterated. Here it goes on page number 28. जीवतः पुरुषस्य कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व सुख दुःखादि लक्षणश्चित्त धर्मः क्लेशरूपत्वात् बन्धो भवति तस्य निवारणं जीवन मुक्ति. So what is mukti? Bandhasya nivaranam. Now decipher analyze the definition. It says bandh. What is called as mukti? What do you mean by liberation? Bandhasya nivaranam. Removal of the bondage is freedom. Freedom is not something that is new or differently acquired. Removal of bondage itself is freedom. Okay. Then, so, bandhasya nivaranam mukti. Kasya, whose bondage are you talking about? A person who has is it posthumous after the dropping of the body, after leaving the body? No. Jivataha purushasya, the person who is still living. He is a functional entity, still living. So, Jivataha Purushasya, Bandha Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. Right, sir? That is okay. The reason why you are calling it Jivan Mukti is because the person is liberated. But and what is that liberation? Removal of bondage. Who is this person? The one who is living. We are not talking about the liberation which is after death. We are not talking about within. We are talking about right here. He is a transactional entity, even available for others to interact with him. Okay, people can see him, talk to him, and there is for him also he's still living. Okay, Purushasya. So then, what is this bandha? What bondage are you talking about? Were his hands tied down? His legs were tied? What was there? So he says, huh? कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व रूप चित्त धर्म बंधो भवति. The experiencership or the doership. I am a doer. Kartritva bhoktritva rupaha bandha. This itself, this ahankara, I am the doer, I am the experiencer, is the bandha. Sir, why? And what is this bandha? Chitta dharmaha. They are what? The properties of mind. If mind is there, only then there is kartrutvam, bhoktritvam. If mind is not there, where is kartrutvam, bhoktritvam? Therefore, chitta dharmaha. Tasya nivaranam, tasya bandhasya nivaranam. He asks a question, but why are you calling these properties of the mind as bondage? Because klesha rupatvad, because this is klesha rupa. It is affliction. This is the pain. We want to worship the ego, but nobody sees this ego itself is the dukkham, klesha. Kartritva, bhoktritva, we want to glorify the kartritva, bhoktritva. I do this, I have experienced this is my experience, I am going to do this, so on and so forth. The ego goes on eulogizing itself. Worship of the ego goes on. But nobody sees this ego itself is klesha rupa. And because it is klesha rupa, it is bandha. Tasya bandhasya nivrittihi muktihi. Kada bhavati? Tasya bhavati? Jivataha purushasya. Jivataha purushasya. Jivan eva. And therefore it is called Jivanmukti. Now, furthermore, nanu ayam bandha kim sakshino nivaryate. Page number 28. Okay. Nanu ayam bandha kim sakshino nivaryate kim va chittat. Sir, this bandha, to whom does it belong and from whom is it removed? Is it removed from the sakshi, from the witness? Because that witness is, or is it removed from the mind? Where do you want to have it removed from? And unless and until this bandha is removed, there is no liberation. But from where? What is the location? What is the location? Where is this bandha? So now the question is, where is this bandha? Chittat nivaryate athva sakshinaha nivaryate. Both of them are panchamyanta. Sakshinaha, from whom is it removed? From, which means from where? Whose bandha? Location, tell us where. And now it is Nadyaha. So the first option is Sakshi, because there are only two things, the witness and that what is witnessed, the seer and the seen, drashta and the drishya. Only two things are there. Mind is the drishya, sakshi is the drashta. And whatever that bandha is, has to be in either of these locations. Either it will be in the mind, which is the drishyam, or it will be in the sakshi. So now we have to find out where is this bandha. So first thing, is it in the sakshi that you want to remove this bandha? And he answers that question. Nadyaha, not possible in the first option. Nadyaha, tatvajnanena eva nivaritatvat. Okay. It is not possible to remove it from the sakshi because it is removed through the knowledge of the reality. Tatvajnanena nivaritatvat. Hey, it is not it is not by the knowledge of the light of the sakshi, but it is removed through buddhi vritti. Okay, it is removed through buddhi vritti, through your understanding, and therefore it cannot belong to the sakshi, since this bondage is removed by understanding. Okay, you understand something, and you understand that Atma is Brahman, and this understanding removes the ignorance. Then, sir, if this is the case, then the whole game is happening in the what is called as the drishya, and therefore Sakshi is unconcerned. Sakshi is as it is unaffected. Therefore, it is not possible to remove it from the Sakshi. Tattvajnanenaiva nivaritatvat. Na dvitiya. The second option is also not possible. Na dvitiya. What is not dvitiya? Yeah. One second. Why is it in feminine case here? Na dvitiya. Hold on. Let us just go to correct. Kindly check, but just correct it. It is not na dvitiya. It will be na dvitiya. So it is not feminine. I said, what is this dvitiya? So it is na dvitiya. So the second option is also not there. Na dvitiya. Paryaya. Na dvitiya. Paksha. Asambhavat. Why? Because it's not possible. Why is it not possible to have it removed from the mind? It is not possible to remove it from the witness because it is not there in the witness. That what is not there in the witness, how can you remove it from there? And therefore it is not possible to remove. Tatvajnanena nivaritatvat. But it is not possible even to remove it from the mind. Why? He answers. Yada tu jala dravatvam nivaryeta vanherva ushnatvam tada chittat kartritvari nivarana kartritvadi nivarana sambhava. If we are able to remove the liquidness of the water, the liquidness of the water, or the heat of the fire. What makes fire? The presence of heat. Why do you call it water? Because it is liquid. So if we are able to remove the liquidness of the water or the heat of the fire, then it is possible to remove this kartrutva bhoktritva rupa bandha, which is chitta dharma, from the mind. Because it is chitta dharma. Liquidness is the dharma of the water. Heat is the dharma, the very intrinsic property. Dharma over here, what is the meaning of word dharma? Not Vaidika dharma or anything, Varnashrama dharma. Dharma over here means, might just follow me. Okay? If people are able to hear. You fell down. Mic fell down. Wonder it was, you see. Okay, whatever. Chitta dharma. Chitta dharma. Dharma, the word dharma over here means the intrinsic property. It is an intrinsic property of an object. And he has given us two examples to understand that. Liquidness of the water and the heat of the fire. If you can have fire which is not hot, and if you can have water which is not liquid, then it is possible to remove kartrutvam and bhoktritvam from the mind, which is also chitta dharma. And that's why not possible. So it is not possible to remove the bandha from the sakshi because it is not there. Tatvajnanena nivaritatvat. And then it is not possible to remove it from the mind because it is the chitta dharma. How can you remove? Okay. So now, swabhavikatvam tu sarvatra samanam, because that what is intrinsic property, swabhavikam, natural property, is, then something can be called natural, then natural is common. Swabhavikam tu sarvatra samanam, whether it is water, fire, or the mind. When you are going to say it is natural to it, which means belonging to its nature. Natural means belonging to its nature. If this is the case, then it is not possible to remove. Can't remove. Then the teacher answers this objection. He says, Maivam. Maivam means Maevam. Not like this. Mahaivam, not like this. Then how? Like how? I'm telling you. Atyantika nivarana sambhavepi abhibhavasya sambhavat. Though it is not possible, Mahaivam has got a little tone of accepting that argument. Ardhangika is there, though he has not said Satyam. So in some amsha there is acceptance. And he says, Atyantika nivarana asambhavepi. Though it is not possible to remove it totally, completely, eradicate it absolutely. It is not possible to remove it absolutely. Yet, what is there? Abhibhavasya sambhavan. It is possible to overpower it. Abhibhava means to overpower, to subdue. It is possible to subdue it. Abhibhavasya sambhava. This is possible. Atyantika nivritti over here, nivarana is not possible. And therefore, abhibhavasya sambhava. Then he uses the same examples which were used there. Then he said, Yatha jalagatam dravatvam mrittika melanena vibhuyate vahner aushnyam manimantradina. The examples that were used for the objection was water and fire. And he gives the same example uses to show what Abhibhava is possible. What is Abhibhava? Not Abhibhava. Abhibhava. Abhibhava means to overpower, to subdue. To subdue it is possible. Jalagatam dravatvam, the liquidness of the water can be overpowered if you put the clay in that water. And now what will happen? It will turn into a lump. So there is water, presence of water, moisture is there in that lump. So water is there. But now that water is not flowing. It is not liquid. So, jalagatam dravatvam mrittika melanena abhibhuyate. By mixing the mud with it, clay with it, earth with it, what has happened? Abhibhuyate. Dravatvam has got, though dravatvam belongs to the water only. It is the intrinsic nature of the water. But now, in spite of water being present over there, is not running everywhere. Moisture is there, but it is not running. So, so also the heat of the fire can be overcome, can be subdued by what? Mani mantra dina. In the olden days, people still had those who are siddha. They used to have some mantra. And that if that mantra is properly accomplished, then a person could enter the fire chanting the mantra, and yet the fire will not do anything to him because that heat becomes ineffectual. That heat, aushnyam, dahika shakti becomes ineffectual through Mani Mantra. And therefore, Tatha Sarva. Now come to us. What happens to the mind? To whom the Kartritva Bhoktritva belongs. Tatha Sarvaschitta Vrittayaha Yoga Bhyasena Abhibhavitum Shakyante. So now Tatha, so also all these Chitta Vrittis, all the thought forms, what is? Yoga Abhyasena, through the practice of yoga. Yoga over here is not hands and legs. What is yoga over here? Samadhi Abhyasa. So yoga means samadhi. The meaning of word yoga is yoga samadhi. Yoga samadhi. Oh, we thought yoga is union. It is when it is used, the word yoga is derived. We can arrive at the word yoga, pratipadikam, through two different verbal roots. Okay, two dhatus, two different verbal roots. One is yujir yoge, and the other one is Yujir Yoga and Yujas Samadho. To unite, to yoke, to put together, union in the sense of mixing. This is the meaning from one root, but other root from which the word yoga can be is constructed. It comes from the meaning over there is samadhi, and Vyasa Bhashyam says the word which is used to explain yoga in the Yoga Sutra is not belonging to the first meaning. It belongs to Yuja Samadho, to mean samadhi. Okay? So people who are saying that, oh, it is the oneness, union of Purusha and Prakriti and all, they have not understood even this bit of yoga philosophy. No, not even this bit. They are just talking something that is very fanciful, but it has got no meaning. Absolutely no meaning. So over there, samadho. So what he means, yoga abhyasena abhibhavitum shakyante. Now, those properties, though belong to the mind, kartrutvam and bhoktritvam, yet it is possible to subdue those kleshas. Through what? Through yoga abhyasa, through the practice of samadhi. This is what is said. Okay, sir. So now you should explain a samadhi, etc. Of course, that is going to be the topic of discussion. But before you can really discuss samadhi and have me committed to samadhi abhyas, there are some objections to be answered. What is that? Nanu prarabdham karma kritsna avidya tatkarya nashane pravrittasya tattvajnanasya pratibandham kritva swaphaladhanaya dehendriyadikam avasthapayati. Now, he says, sir, you may have the knowledge because you, by the grace of the teacher, you sat at his feet, serving the teacher, listening to the Upanishad, and as a result, now you see it very clearly that the nature of Atma is the truth, is Brahman. Atma is Brahman. You know now. But what happens? Prarabdha karma is also there. That karma which has brought the body into existence. Why did that karma bring this body into existence? To deliver the results. And how will the results of that karma be will be delivered? By undergoing the experiences. Now, the body and mind is brought into existence by prarabdha karma. For what? In order to experience sukha dukkha. Okay? Because experience ultimately will end up into sukham or dukkham with varying degree. That's it. What else is experience? Finally, what is the final thing? Sukham, dukkham. A combination. And so, nanu prarabdham karma kritsna vidya tatkarya nashane pravrittasya tattvajnanasya pratibandham kritva swaphaladhanaya dehendriyadikam avasthapyati. Now, before we understand this statement, let us break the statement to understand its components and then put it all together. Okay, look at this. Prarabdham karma. Prarabdham karma. Karma which has begun. Begun what? Delivering its result. Giving. Arabdham. Prakarshena arabdham. And that's why it is prarabdham. It has begun giving its result. The arrow already has left the string, and therefore it is prarabdha karma. Swaphaladhanaya, in order to give its results. Dehendriyadikam avasthapayati, it is keeping the body and mind in order. Avasthapayati. Correct? It is keeping, because that body, mind, everything has to belong to the order. It has to belong to the system. Eyes should be able to see colors and forms. Ears should be able to hear sounds, so on and so forth. And so also there are functions of the mind, and so all that has to be there. So avasthapayati, it keeps there in that order. For what? Swaphaladhanaya, in order to deliver its results, experience. Now, before we are, this is common for prarabdha karma. How the prarabdha karma keeps the body and mind. Once when the prarabdha karma is finished, that which means that the body doesn't have to stay, the mind doesn't have to stay over there, gone. And that's why once the prarabdha is over, the body will perish, the mind will leave. So how long will that body be kept over there, or the mind will become available over there to experience? As long as the prarabdha karma has to deliver its result. You understand? Has to deliver its goods. Till then it will stay. Then what happens? Now he says, Tatvajnanasya pratibandham kritva. Now this prarabdha karma, what will it do is it will keep the knowledge dormant, as if freeze it, will make the knowledge dormant. Pratibandham kritva, because the knowledge is there, then the knowledge should immediately destroy ignorance and the effects of ignorance. But now the prarabdha karma will keep that knowledge as if it will freeze it, not allow it to function. Prarabdha karma tatvajnanasya pratibandham kritva, thus keeping the knowledge as if not allowing in a frozen state. In a frozen state makes it dormant. Dormant, like the sleep of the polar bear. What is it called? Hibernation. It is alive, but it does not do any work. It goes to sleep. Knowledge is there, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is done. Knowledge is there, but that knowledge will remain dormant, will hibernate. Why? Because the prarabdha has brought that body mind into existence for what? For its own reason, to give results. Sukha dukkha. This fellow has come in between. He said, hey, wait. So now that prarabdha creates pratibandha to the knowledge. And then what happens? What is this knowledge? Kritsna avidya tat karyanashane pravrittasya. Now this knowledge has come forth for what? To destroy the ignorance and the effects of ignorance. That includes body, mind, everything. Everything. Avidya and avidya karyam. It has come to destroy avidya and avidya karyam. Karyam means effect. Like there in the case of snake and the rope, the knowledge it is a rope destroys the ignorance as well as the snake, which is the effect of ignorance. Okay? Since it is the effect of ignorance, that is also ignorance only. But we are going to now call it effect of ignorance. So, our Krishna, avidya, Krishna means all, total. What it wants to destroy this knowledge? Total, totally. What? Ignorance and the effect of ignorance. But this prarabdha has a different reason to bring the body and mind into the play, to keep it there. It has brought it for what? For experiences of sukha and dukkha. Now it says the mind and body will stay over there for these experiences to be had. And therefore, in spite of the knowledge being there, the knowledge remains as if dormant, becomes dormant. Pratibandham kritva. Okay. Then nacha sukhadukhadi bhogaschitavrittim vina sampadaitum shakyate. Now let us understand that the experience of sukham or dukkham, whatever, according to the prarabdha, if there is some punya phala to be experienced, it will be a pleasant experience. And if it is the papa phalam, then the experience will be unpleasant, dukkha rupa. So now, sukha dukkhadi bhoga chitta vrittim vina sampadaitum na shakyate. These experiences cannot be had without cognitions, without the chitta vritti, correct? Without the chitta vritti, unless and until you have the thought, this is a mango, I am eating a mango. how can you even have the experience whether it is sweet or it is sour? Have you seen? And so, chitta vrittim vina sampadayitum na shakyate tatah katham abhibhavaha. And therefore, how would it even be possible to subdue the chitta vritti? Now you understand what is the objection? In the first place, the objection which was raised was that completely eradication of this kartritvam and bhoktritvam completely is not possible. Then what did the teacher say? Well, it is not complete, total eradication. It is not wiping it, sweeping it totally clean, but it is only overpowering it, subduing it. And now the objection is, it is not even possible to subdue those chitta vrittis because prarabdha is there. Not possible. Katham abhibhavaha, how will you even subdue and not allow these experiences to take place? Maivam. Then the teacher says, not like this. Then how? Abhibhavasadhyayaha jivanmukteraphi sukhatishayarupatvena prarabdha phale eva antarbhavat. The teacher says, Maivam. Now you tell us, very important. Now you tell us that experiences of your happiness, joy are also under your, what do they call, prarabdha karma or not? So even the experience of Jivanmukti, why don't you cover it under prarabdha karma only? Then, so now it means that this body which has come into existence has come into existence to experience Jivanmukti. Has come into existence to experience Jivanmukti. Can you imagine what would be the next objection? Now look at this. Abhibhava sadhyayaha jivanmuktehe. How is the Jivanmukti? Jivanmukti is the sadhya. Sadhya means accomplishment. It is an accomplishment of what? Of subduement. Is there any word like subduement? Okay, let us say, you people understand. Even if I'm wrong, then you suggest some other word, I will use it. Now, what is that Jivanmukti? It is a sadhya. It is accomplished through abhibhava, through subduing this intrinsic qualities of the mind, which kartritvam and bhoktritvam. Okay. Now, Jivanmuktehe api, and how is that experience now? Sukhatishaya, rupatvena. It is an experience of extreme happiness, incomparable. Atishaya, sukhatishaya rupatvena prarabdha phale eva antarbhavat. And because it is an experience of extreme happiness, now you can compare it to your local happinesses. So it is satishaya. Satishayatva atishaya rupatvena prarabdha phale eva antarbhavat. It will come under the prarabdha phala. And that is the reason why even the body in which Jivanmukti is experienced is has come into existence as the result of Ananta Punyas. A lot. And this is the reason why Bhagavan Shankaracharya uses over there Punyayir vina na labhyate. This human birth, that human birth in which Jivan Mukti can be experienced. Sukritaihi vina, shatakoti sukritair vina, na labhyate. One does not get this body just like that, in which Jivan Mukti is experienced. So what happens? Prarabdhe eva antarbhava. Then tarhi karma eva Jivan Muktim sampadayishyati. So then, sir, that means your Jivan Mukti will be accomplished by the force of Prarabdha. Correct? Because that body was created to experience Jivan Mukti, then that Jivan Mukti will come any which ways as a result of Prarabdha. So, tarhi karma eva means Prarabdha karma eva Jivan Muktim sampadayishyati. And therefore, with a pause, a comma, the next thing is Mahabhut Purusha Prayatnaha. What is, let there not be any effort on your part now, because any which ways, if it has to happen, it will happen. Mahabhut Purusha Prayatnaha. Let there not be, why are you worried? Just leave it and then do what? Vishaya Sevanam. Mahabhut Purusha Prayatnaha iti chet. And if we say like that since this Jivan Mukti is the result of Prarabdha Karma, then let us not put in any effort. Let us not strive for it. Let us not strive for it at all. Let us all go on a vacation. Let's enjoy. Let us have fun and flourish. Philosophy. Have fun and flourish. If your Jivan Mukti is there in your Prarabdha, it will happen. If it is not there, it will not happen. And therefore, now what you do is have fun and flourish. So now this is the hedonism. Now they have made the Purva Paksha only as their Siddhanta. The teacher has yet not answered this objection. What happened? The teacher has not answered this objection. This is an objection. But now there is some great Brihaspati, and he says this is not an objection. This is only this is the Siddhanta, and he makes this as the Siddhanta. Does not have the patience to wait to hear what the teacher, because this is very convenient. So philosophies of conveniences emerge like this. This is just conveniences. And why convenient? Because it gives you, the convenience to have fun and frolic. Ha ha, hoo, hoo, hee, hee. And finally, hum ha, gata. Ha ha, ho, ho, he, ne, ha ha, ha ha, he, ho, ho, hey, hey, ho, ho, hum ha. Finally, means the life is tired of you. Come, fun and frolic. मा भूत् पुरुष प्रयत्नः इति चेत् now the teacher gives you the answer, but we will see this answer in detail. Just we will read the line. कृषि वाणिज्यादौ अपि समान पर्यनुयोगः. Then, sir, even in your local life also, why don't you apply the same logic? Why do you even bite your food, masticate the food if kept in mouth? You should say, if it is the prarabdha, it will go down my throat. Why don't you say that? Paryanuyoga means dosha. The word paryanuyoga means dosha. So this defect will also be there even in other things. If it is the prarabdha, it will be experienced. What is the need of purusha prayatna? Let us see the parihara. He has given this thing, that this argument of yours looks very powerful, but what is it in reality? It is a defective thinking. Why is it defective? Let's see that when we meet tomorrow in the evening. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Namaः Shivaya. Thank you all.